Hello, and welcome to the 5th episode of Skin Deep. This is a bespoke horror game using a modified version of the V5 rules. Due to the nature of both the system we're using and the content therein, this is an adult game dealing with content that may not be suitable for all viewers. Tonight's content warnings may include insects, claustrophobia, medical harm, self-harm, darkness, Morgellons disease, and extreme graphic depictions of gore. This episode, or this series, may not be for everyone. So with that in mind, let's do some intros, and please, do let us know your current sanity rating. Let's start with Sara.
Hi, my name is Sara. I'll be playing Ella Barnes, the perpetual student, and my sanity rating is currently 7.
Not bad. And Johnathan.
Hello everybody, my name is Johnathan. I am playing Lucas Costa, the caver, and I believe that my sanity rating may be down to 6, question mark? 6.
Something like
Not doing
that.
too great.
No one's doing great.
I mean, it's sort of what happens after you shoot your best friend in the head.
Patrick.
I'm Patrick Gill, and tonight I will be playing Dr. Harrison Kent, and my sanity rating is currently at 7.
Not bad. And Jay.
Hi, I'm Jay. I will be playing Mark the Documentarian, and my sanity rating is currently a healthy 7.
So, it's doing fine. Everything's totally fine here.
7's club.
Mm-hmm. S Club 7.
Oh, no.
Mostly. Oh, God.
I hate you for that.
I'm sorry.
All right. When we last left our cast, things had gone poorly and continued to do so. After the death of Dr. Karen Jones and presumably Paolo, Lucas discovered Spencer, his best friend and climbing partner, still alive beneath the cave-in. The man was trapped, injured, and being devoured by the endless colony of ants. Lucas had no other choice but to take matters into his own hands and bring Spencer's suffering to an end. Soon after this, Dr. Kent discovered more of the same invasive ant species within Lucas's cuts and scrapes, while Mark discovered his own infection, leading our cast to ask the question, are they all infected already? With no answer in sight, things devolved further when Sound admitted to Ella that he and Mark had been hired to steal from this archaeological site and had been doing so from the very beginning. The pair exchanged heated words, and Sound's sanity slipped beyond the point of control, leading him to threaten the group with a gun, demanding that someone get onto the altar as sacrifice so the rest might escape. In the confusion, Mark scuffled with Sound and the gun went off. Unsure of what had just happened, everyone checked themselves over, and one person dropped to their knees, attempting to hold back the gout of blood spilling between their fingers. And with that, let's get started with episode 5, The Plight. So we're going to pick up pretty much exactly where we left off. Ella and Lucas, you are a few feet back, unable to do much more than just sort of watch this happen. Mark, you've just punched Sound and knocked him to the ground in a heap, but not before the gun went off and falls to the ground with a clatter. And Dr. Kent. Oh, Dr. Kent. For a second, everything seemed fine. You took a breath in, ready to announce that everything was fine. But the breath is agony, and the words freeze in your throat. You look down, and your shirt is wet. Your hands are red and sticky. You fall to your knees, splattering bright red blood across the white stone of this godforsaken place. And that is where we're going to pick up.
Oh, fuck.
I think Ella rushes over to Kent really fast and is like, what the fuck? And then she looks back at Sound unconscious on the ground. What the fuck did you do? Fuck, Mark, what the Okay, It's fine.
Get pressure on it now.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. It's okay. I've got you. I've got you. I've got you. Okay. Okay. And I bundle up my shirt, and I try to just like ball it up and just like stick it there on his stomach and just hold it. And I think I'll probably just like sort of lower him to the ground. If he's, I know he's on his knees, but in more like of a lower down position, and just hold it on there as she continues to be affected by the distress.
All right, so Ella's got her shirt over Dr. Kent's wound. Lucas, Mark, what would you guys like to do?
I'm going to render sound a little more insensate, just in case. I think I'm going to fall down on top of him and give him a couple extra good hits, just to make sure he doesn't get up right away. And I want to control that gun.
All right, so Mark drops to his knees, kind of a top sound, and does a couple of the very manly, cuff right in the mouth. Couple of those, and picks the gun up, and you now have the gun. Lucas, what would you like to do?
I am going to run for med kit, since I already yelled at Ella to get pressure on that injury.
Right.
So that we can start trying to assess that. I am not great when it comes to medicine, but a clean bit of gauze is going to be a little bit more help than a dirty sweatshirt or sweater or shirt or whatever.
And,
so you're going to run for your caving med kit. Sorry, Mark?
Yes.
And after I feel like sound is going to be down for the count for at least a minute or so, I think I'm probably the remaining one with medical expertise, so I'm going to go over to Kent as quickly as I can.
All right. So, Dr. Kent, you are gut shot, and you are in dire straits, but you are still capable of talking, still capable of interacting. You're just not going to be doing a whole bundle of moving. So, Lucas, you grab your kit and you head back over to Dr. Kent. Mark, you go with them. Where are we stashing the gun? Because I realize there are two of you with guns.
Mine's going in the holster where it should have been in the back by my belt. It's a concealed carry holster.
Okay.
Likewise, mine is getting holstered for the moment. I will probably trade off the med kit with Mark, and then, if possible, I would like to have grabbed some of my rope, since God knows I have enough of that down here. And I would like to take care of the problem that is sound.
All right. Well, I don't have a bondage roll for you, unfortunately, so...
Why is that not in the system?
That kind of stream now, okay.
Let's make that a dex survival roll, because you know what you're doing with rope. You know how to trust someone up when they've gotten a little mountain crazy.
I mean, that is dex survival already. I can count, I promise. Don't judge me.
Numbers are hard.
That's 4 successes.
4?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So you are going to successfully do that, but when you go to hand the med kit off with Mark, you go to take it in your hand, and you cannot take this med kit in your hand. A jolt of pain blasts up your arm, and you look down to realize that your hand was on the gun when it went off.
Oh,
so
fuck.
Your hand looks like some hamburger attached to your wrist right now. Oh. You are missing a hefty chunk of your palm and a couple of fingertips.
I got shot with my own fucking gun. I'm probably gonna drop there, edge of shock kind of thing.
So for the minimum remainder of this episode, Mark, you are going to be down 1 dexterity point.
Makes sense.
Okay.
And, I think, Ella is gonna stay there with the pressure until someone else comes in. to sort of like switch it out. And I think she at this point is sort of just like frantically looking just between Mark and Lucas, just like kind of whiplash.
Keep pressure on it. I'll be there in just a second.
And I'm gonna do the blind edge of shock, kind of like pull myself over there, over to him. Okay.
No exit wound.
He won't know that for sure. He probably can't feel his lower half. Okay, so get him on his back. Pressure on that. Give him a little half roll, and look into the small of his back. Just see if he's got any exit wound. It's bad no matter what, but we gotta keep him talking. Fuck. Oh my god. Oh fuck. The room is fucking spinning.
So, Ella
Lucas will come over as soon as he's done with sound.
Okay.
So sound is trust.
Okay, cool. So, maybe Ella and Lucas then can work together to flip Kent over.
Yeah. So you guys get him rolled onto his side, and there's blood everywhere. There's blood all over Kent's shirt. It's getting all over your hands, all up and down your arms. You do not see an exit wound, though.
Exit wound will be bigger than the entry wound. You won't miss it.
It's not through and through.
Fuck.
It's not there. It's not there.
Bad for a gut shot. Okay. Find out if he can feel his legs. That's the next step. I got a bandage.
Yeah, I can feel my legs.
You can feel your legs? Okay. All right. Good chance he's not hitting the spine. Okay.
Chipped rib.
Okay, diaphragm. Check his airway. Make sure his breathing's not rattly. That's the next step. Oh fuck! And I'm gonna kind of fumble around it with the bandage kit and just like the worst wrapping of this wound that I can, because I need to get the blood flow under control.
Just get pressure on it and get it above your head right now.
Yeah. Okay. Oh fuck.
Lucas using his whopping 1 in medicine.
I'm probably going to be assisting down the road, but I'm probably not assisting right now. I'm probably making things worse.
Yeah. Hence Lucas saying, just get pressure on it right now and get it above your head.
These are things I know. Alright, so...
These are the things I know to minimize blood loss.
Dr. Kent in Ella's arms is definitely sort of weaving in and out of consciousness. Without question, he's going to be going into shock.
And Ella's sort of, just sort of like cradling him, and she just looks him in the face, and she's like, I'm sorry.
Keep him talking.
Sorry.
Just ask him basic questions.
I'm sorry.
Basic questions.
Okay,
is he married?
Do you remember...
Shit like that. Stuff outside of the cave.
Do you remember that time, at school and like you chew me out in the hallway in the dean's office? Do you remember that?
Yeah. I accuse you of plagiarizing your paper. No, independent research. It's fucking brilliant. No, you're...
What was the paper on, Doc?
Fuck. It had to do with stratification based on erosion patterns. And, no, she fucking here, cigarette.
How's his breathing?
Here.
I'm fine. Just
Good enough. Lucas will help you. We'll help the doc get himself a cigarette. Here.
I don't know.
These things will kill you.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Ella, stay with him. I'm gonna see if I can help him at least.
I'm good. No, Ella, just...
Lucas is gonna move to try to help Mark.
Okay.
I don't even know, like, are you married? Do you have, like, a girlfriend or, like, a boyfriend or something back home? I don't even know.
Never married. Just didn't have fucking time to... I was gonna... And he's wanting to touch your cheek, but he's not doing it. But no, just look. Maybe fucking sounds onto something. All right, but
What do you mean? What?
No, you're that fucking paper. The stratification in the waterways. No, you're there with as porous as the rock is. No, you're right. There.
Less listening, more talking. Ella, keep him talking.
Okay, yeah.
There's no.
Yeah, I mean, I just fucked it up because it was just so boring, and I just like.
Worst student you ever had, Doc.
No, fucking. No, man,
Who's the worst student you ever had?
No, she's worst fucking student I ever had, but she's fucking brilliant. No, the snow melt in the springtime, porous, the ants. It's gonna cause erosion. There's gonna be. They would have dug close. They would have built closest to the waterway. Fuck.
Yeah.
Closest to the waterway. Natural erosion. That's where the biggest fucking holes are gonna be. Just leave me on the altar. Fucking leave sound behind with me.
The altar's some bullshit, but he's making some good points with the rest of it. Here, Lucas,
Yeah,
just give this a tight tie off with this gauze.
I got it.
Real tight around the wrist. I probably
I
won't
know.
pass out from blood loss. Just give it to me.
Okay.
Can I get a wits awareness from Lucas real quick doing that?
Sure thing. Why not? That's always gonna be great. Probably the worst roll I've made yet.
Oh, good.
Now's the time for it.
I take it back. That is actually 4 successes. I originally
Alrighty.
rolled a number of 1s and then 10 and then some other successes. Okay.
There we go. So as you go to tie off Mark's wound, you can already see this mulched meat crawling with little black things. It doesn't take much for you to know exactly what they're crawling with.
God damn it.
I think since
Lucas, is he gonna be okay?
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
All of us, I think.
Probably.
Look, without surgery,
I know.
the doc.
Yeah, I know.
I need to get over there to him. You see how bad it is. If it's kidney, liver, diaphragm, lung, anything.
I know.
Alright, yeah, just give this a
Here.
real fucking hard tie off.
Yep, I got you.
Okay.
And he will.
Ah, fuck!
Take a stamina roll, please.
Yeah! To avoid passing out. 2.
Swear to God, if you pass
successes.
out on me, I will slap the shit out of you.
Yeah, right?
2 successes. So the world definitely swims for a second when you knot that down hard and all the blood rushes to your head but you swallow it, you swallow that nauseous feeling and you stay upright. And you look over where Ella is still attempting to make conversation with Kent, who is in and out at best.
Okay. I'm going to kind of half crawl, like kind of a
I'll help him.
crab walk
I'll help him
over
over
the dock.
Alright, so Lucas has got you under the arm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll get him up under the arm and get him over.
Perfect.
Okay, Doc, we're gonna have a look at you here, and we'll see how bad this is. We both got shot with the same bullet. That's crazy, right?
Bioshrapnel.
Bioshrapnel. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that's fun.
Iraq. Remember?
Oh, fuck, Iraq. That I have drunk most of that away. If I'm not lying to myself. Okay, so I'm fuzzy as shit, but we're gonna run through a couple pokes here, and they're gonna hurt. We're gonna check your blood loss, and Ella's gonna keep you talking. Okay, you know the drill with this. You got some medical.
Yeah.
All right. Checking for blood from the mouth is the first thing. Listening for rattly breath. Running through the checklist, making sure his lungs not fucked.
He does not appear, or actually, go ahead and roll your intel medicine for me.
And Ella is just looking at Kent. What was the first concert you ever saw?
Take that, 6 successes.
Damn.
Yeah. 6 pools, 6 successes.
So Dr. Kent is trying to make conversation back to you, but it is interdispersed with spits of blood and groans of pain and cries out as Mark manipulates him. So his lung does not appear to have been collapsed, but there is a ton of internal damage. You, at the best of times, would not single-handedly be able to take care of something like this.
No.
A hospital would be your only option at this point. And worst of all, as you're digging around inside this wound, you can feel them crawling onto your hands.
Well, good news, Doc.
They're just everywhere on him.
Oh, shit. Good news, Doc.
Now that the-
slow moving round. It's not like ARs or AKs. It didn't tear a big hole. We're not looking at a massive amount of blood loss here. We're just gonna keep pressure on it, and we're gonna figure out a way to get out of here. Okay.
Yeah, Ella. Kiss and 82.
That's cool. They really laid the foundations for modern metal. People don't give them enough credit.
Fuck. Metal.
Lucas,
Baroque music.
what? Okay, so what's next?
We gotta go get a pillow for him. Make him as comfortable as we can.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep
Yeah, I
got
pressure
it.
on that wounds.
Lucas will make the run again.
When Lucas comes back, I don't want to show this to Ella if I can avoid it, but I want to show him the ants or the holes on his underneath the wound.
Ella, do you want to see this, or are you perfectly happy ignoring whatever Mark and Lucas are doing with this wound?
I think that Ella is distracted by Kent's distress, so I don't think she's
Perfect.
aware.
No problem at all. So they're just doing their thing down there with the blood and all of that, and you are just focused up here on Dr. Kent himself. So you guys get him as bandaged up as you can, as pressure as you can. Mark, this takes a lot of the limited medical supplies you have down here with you.
Yeah.
You get a pillow for him. What is
No
the plan
morphine.
at this point?
No morphine. Just leave me on the altar. You can leave sound if you want. I can take care of them before they come.
I'm just shooting a look to Lucas here. Like, I can't do anything. A helpless look.
Give me a shot of that scotch, though. If there's
Here.
any of it left. If
Got
there's
it.
any of it left.
Yeah, there is.
All right, just yeah.
And Lucas will hold the bottle up to your lips.
He probably drools more out of his mouth than when he actually ends up swallowing.
Yeah.
A little bit of blood backwash into the bottle. Alright, yeah. Just... there's way too much internal bleeding.
There's no way we can get you out of here. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No.
I don't want to put him on the altar, though. I don't want to do that.
That's
no.
insane.
I'm dead weight. I'm dead weight. Literally. What do you, Ella, you're the only one out of us, I think, that isn't wounded or hurt or something, right?
With someone here...
yeah, I think I'm fine.
Just, hey, if anything, if it'll distract something from you for even 5 minutes, that's 5 more minutes that you are getting back that you could have lost by me keeping you behind. Just come on, you know that this is the right call.
I mean, if we stay here, maybe Lucas, if you go out and try to find us a passage, we could keep pressure on it. Like, your BP is going to drop. You're probably going to pass out, but you probably got a couple of days here if it hasn't hit anything essential.
Look, it hit my rib. I can feel that here now, and it bounced.
So it's splintered.
Mark, we don't know what kind of terrain we're going to be going over. We don't know what kind of climbs or rappelling we're going to have to do. I hate to be that guy. I really do. But I have to be a realist here.
I'm walking sausage.
Yeah.
Just gonna give a little push on his liver.
And he hacks and spits blood and grunts.
Fuck. Fuck!
We just have to leave. Like, Lucas, you gotta take us out, okay? Like, we just gotta leave.
Ella, I don't fucking know the way out yet.
He wasn't wrong, though.
Ella was right, though, in your paper. Alright, now, there's further, I guarantee you, the deeper you go, the closer you get to the center of the town, there's going to be a waterway that you can use to get out.
Okay.
You can either follow it up towards the surface. That's probably going to be the safer bet, because God knows what's going to happen the further down you go. If you can work your way up, that's going to be the better call. It's going to be a tougher climb, but it's a guaranteed out. All right? You were right, Ella. Okay? So, listen. Just get him out of here. All right? And Lucas.
Yeah.
Mark. Make sure she gets out of here, all right?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. If this is still important, that what happens here gets out. She's got the brain now for this. This still is important. This still needs to be heard about, even if it's just to say, stay the fuck away from Villacamba.
And Ella looks at him, and her face kind of changes in that moment, and sort of like this angry look. She's like, stop believing in me! All I've done is shown you that I just fuck it up. So why are you now saying I can fucking do it when I can't?
Because you can. You just needed a swift kick in the ass is all. Alright, that's why I've been giving you such a hard fucking time ever since we landed, alright? No, you got this. You're in charge now, alright? You know what you're doing. With the grids, look, anybody can fuck up their first climb. Anyone can bang into a wall. Anyone can get stuck on a rock. Okay? That's baby shit. Everyone goes through that. You know what the fuck you're doing. So fucking do it. Alright?
And I think at that point, she just, like, hugs him close to her.
He does kind of reluctantly lean into it. There's still that bit of professional separation that he's trying to maintain. But he's trying to give her as much comfort as he's going to allow himself.
Okay.
So his arms around you are very weak. You can tell that it's not just him holding himself back. It's a struggle to do this.
Alright. So, look. Promise me when you get out of here, you tell your dad to cut you off. Alright? You know what you're doing. You got this. You don't need anyone to hold you back. Alright? The safety net's getting pulled out. If you can make it back topside, what happened here is going to change your fucking life. And you need to be able to stand on your own. You understand me?
Okay. Yeah. I'll do it. I can do it.
Okay. So just do it for yourself. All right. No,
Are we just gonna like leave him here, or what? What are we doing?
We got to keep pressure on it, or he's going to bleed out. At this point, I don't have an answer because I don't know what we're saving any time for.
And I think Ella looks at Lucas in that moment. I mean, is it like with Spencer?
I don't. Whatever happens, Doc, you're not going on that fucking altar. I'm against that. We can end it fast for you if you want.
I don't think I'm in a position to be arguing much now with you, am I? Get her out of here, alright? Just go. Get her out of here.
I'm just gonna slowly remove Ella's hand from his abdomen where the pressure's being kept on, and I know what that means. It's gonna be a BP drop and he's gonna pass out.
And you see that happen quite quickly. His eyes flutter and his chin dips down towards his chest.
I'm gonna draw my sidearm and storm over to where Sound is.
Don't shoot him.
Well, that's probably enough self-control. I don't intend now to shoot him, but I'm going to go menace him with a gun. Because I have nothing else to do.
All right. So you walk over to a large pile of empty ropes.
Fuck.
What? Seriously?
Yeah.
What the fuck? God damn it. Piece of shit.
Yeah.
The ropes themselves are bloody, and there appears to be the remnants of a hand that he was forced to deglove to get out of these ropes.
Fucking Christ.
And I think Ella just starts, like, yelling into the cavern. Where the fuck? Hey, fucking come back, you coward! Come back, you... Where the fuck are you gonna go? You don't know what the fuck you're doing either! Come back!
And there's no answer except for Ella's voice bouncing back at you, telling you don't know what the fuck you're doing either.
What could he possibly have gone on to do?
Probably back at the fucking temple. Thinking that we're gonna chase him there. That's what my money would be on.
Yeah.
He was pretty fixated on the idea of putting something on that altar. That was what my suggestion was gonna be. Give it to the bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm noticing just as this infection, whatever you want to call it, progresses, like people just start to fall apart mentally.
Yeah. We need to get the fuck out of here.
But he's right. He's absolutely right. We need to make sure, 100% sure that nobody comes back here until we can. There's one way we can make sure. We finish telling the story.
Yeah.
There's fuck all else to do.
Yeah.
And
Fuck all
Markle
else to do beyond trying to get out of here.
Markle frantically start setting up just like a basic camera gear setup. Okay. You up for this? Say to Lucas.
Yeah.
Why the fuck not, right?
Yeah.
And he goes to hit the record button with his... It's one of those, like... Oh. Other hand. So... This has been a rough day. But I think at
This
this...
is the worst fucking job I've ever been on.
I think at this point we can speak directly to the audience. The last bit of talking head that we did was with Dr. Jones. And so we're going to have to catch them up.
Yeah.
So maybe just give me a little narration rundown.
Dr. Jones was infected by what you can see now has gotten into several of us. We tried to get her out, and there was a mechanical failure. Dr. Jones fell to her death, and that failure preceded the cave-in of the opening that we descended down. Spencer is dead. Paolo's dead. Dr. Jones is dead. Dr. Kent has been shot by your sound assistant who has lost his fucking mind. And that's where we are. We have to try to find our way out of here. We have a plan. Hopefully it will pay off. And in between that, we have dying Dr. Kent and a crazed sound assistant who has gotten himself out of my not work and is now unaccounted for.
Do you have anything that you want to say to the people who are watching?
I know that saying this is going to make some people want to come even more. Stop looking for this place. Stop it. You and everyone that comes here will fucking die. You will either be consumed by the fucking things that are in all of us now, or something worse.
It's good stuff. Hopefully people fucking listen.
Hopefully anybody sees it.
And you pan the camera away from Lucas and across to Dr. Kent, whose chest is barely rising and falling anymore. He has minutes left with you, perhaps. And Dr. Kent, you can feel your life slipping out of your body, and it doesn't matter what stopgap measures they've put in place or what makeshift healthcare they can provide for you. Your time is running out. You're bleeding it away on the floor. And worse than that, you can now feel them crawling inside of you. They're inside your body and in your throat and behind your eyes and under every inch of your skin as you're lost to their infection. And everyone sees Dr. Kent's eyes roll back once more in his head as his chest rises as far as it has in the last few minutes, and exhales one final gasp. And now it's just the three of you down here. What will you do?
We have to. Are we going after sound, or
No.
we going?
I'm not playing that fool's game.
Leave him to the fucking
Okay.
temple.
Okay, so we gotta go deeper in and find the waterway.
We are taking as what medical supplies we have left. We're going to take as much water as we can carry, as much food as you can carry. We'll have the ropes and rigging, and let's fucking go.
And I think Ella then just gets the supplies, and fills her backpack to the brim with whatever is there and left to take that would be useful: food, water, medical.
Right, we're gonna do some rolls. Can I get a sanity roll from everyone still alive, please? Those of you who are dead are immune from sanity rolls for the time being.
The one
I did not
upside
like
to
that.
death.
Did anybody notice for the time being was said? I do not like that, personally.
Yeah.
I failed.
As did I.
Down a sanity you both go.
We have to reach at least half, right?
Yes.
Successes? Okay. I don't go crazier.
Huzzah!
So, does that mean we're all at sanity 6 now?
I think so.
Yeah,
nice.
I think that makes it Club 6
6
now.
Club 7 was
yay!
better. I almost held up my hand to show how many successes I got, but...
All right. We are also going to get some other rolls from you guys. Lucas, can I get a wits and survival from you again?
Sure
Ella,
thing.
you are gathering up the water and the supplies, is that right? Can I get a wits and awareness from you? And Mark, you just nurse that hand of yours.
Yeah, and I'm going to throw a blanket over Kent. That's the only thing I'm really going to do, and just kind of sit down beside him.
That is a 6 successes roll.
6 successes? Perfect.
And I believe it was established that we can use willpower to reroll.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I am gonna burn one then, because that was.
You can
bad.
also always burn a sanity if you like.
No, I'm not doing that. Not yet.
That checks out, yeah.
Everybody just became part of the Sixes Club. Give them a minute.
666.
Hey, to be fair, sounds too. So
I'm sorry.
Okay, I got 5.
5, perfect. So Lucas, as you start gathering up the ropes and whatnot, you're noticing some damage to them.
Oh, shit.
The ropes are starting to look frayed, chewed perhaps. So you go through, and with that success, you take note of which ones are too damaged to come with you. You leave those ones behind, I'm assuming.
Yes, absolutely.
So you are now down to, rather than unlimited rope, you will now have what I consider to be dramatically necessary rope.
Necessary rope.
Ella, as you go to start packing up the water, you pick up one of the jugs and you realize the bottom of it is actually kind of damp to the touch. And it appears the plastic here is starting to degrade or also perhaps be chewed away in some way. And there appears to be small black flecks of some sort floating in the water. However, Perrier is kept in glass bottles.
Wow.
So the Perrier water you brought down with you is fine. Let this be a lesson to anyone caving. Take the good water.
Perrier, please give us money.
Please sponsor our show. Perhaps brought to you by Perrier. Mark, since you are sitting down next to Dr. Kent, can I actually get a wits and awareness from you? And that is not penalized because it's not a dex-based roll.
Okay. Four.
4? So you're sitting next to Dr. Kent and your hand is throbbing and your body is throbbing and just every inch of you feels like it's friggin' dying by this point. You don't even know how long it's been since you slept last. You don't even know how many days you've been down here now. So it takes you kind of a second to realize that something is moving next to your good hand. Dr. Kent's hand is twitching next to your hand. And as you look down, before you could only see kind of his hand and his wrist coming out of his sleeve. And as you watch, his arm itself appears to be elongating out of his sleeve as you begin to be able to see his forearm and then his elbow. Would you like to do anything?
I'm going to stare in abject shock and horror for a minute, and then you guys probably hear kind of a incoherent
What?
Guys?
What's going on?
What?
Big sip of the scotch, I think, is probably the only response. There's probably nothing besides a drink.
So you two hear Mark babble at you for a couple of seconds, and then you hear a big, huge glug. You just figure this is fine, or are you going to head on over to him?
Went over there since
Yeah,
I think
I'm
I've finished the
heading over
ropes by this
as well.
point.
Yeah. So you two get over there, and you see the same thing. Dr. Kent's arm appears to have perhaps elongated along his body. It is now extended to about mid-upper arm out of his sleeve.
And Mark's just kind of sitting there throwing his arm out in a macabre ta-da. Like, he's just like, I don't...
As it moves across the ground, it's kind of juddering and twisting in on itself in a way that if he were still alive would probably be painful to do.
Fuck.
What?
You know, I did not come here for this, no.
And as you watch, the arm finally slides free of his sleeve. The eaten-through tissue of his shoulder coming visible. And you realize those tiny little black fibers that occasionally poke out of your skin are extended from this severed arm and appear to be moving it across the ground towards the darkness of the cavern.
No.
Why?
No.
Why?
I spent 6 weeks once in a camp, camped out with a colony of ants that took apart a beetle over a 6-day time lapse, and they carried pieces of this thing that was hundreds of times their size back to the colony so that they could feed their young. Pieces of a beetle.
Okay.
What the fuck, nature?
We have to leave. We have to keep going.
Now.
We gotta go. I got everything. The bugs or like whatever they were in some of the water and like on the plastic, and it was like eating away and stuff, but like I left all that. I just have the stuff in the glass bottles and I took everything else. So
I have what
let's
ropes
just go.
were good.
I think we
Let's
know
go.
now why it was an ecological dead zone. They eat fucking
Christ.
everything. Every bit of biological material. Just voracious. Mark's just gonna slowly get up. Yeah, let's go.
Mark, you asked me when this all started what the worst thing I've ever come across in all of my work has been. People. And I think you can tell why now. Fucking go.
So you all head deeper into the city, and Dr. Kent's arm heads the opposite way of you. And you leave the blanket-covered but no longer immobile form of Dr. Kent behind on the ground. And it's a little early, but I think that's where we're going to take a break for right now. We will see you back here in about 5 minutes. And buckle up, because it's not getting any easier from here. welcome back. So we are going to be picking up pretty well exactly where we left off. Our last 3 remaining PCs are about to be heading out of this larger town center that they've spent the last few days in. So Lucas, you are guiding us, and I believe you guys are just about to head out past where you've sort of been camping out this whole time, and we'll pick up from there.
Alright, so Lucas will just be trying to, will likely sort of put an arm around Ella to guide her away from the horror that was Dr. Kent's corpse. Just this way. Come on, let's go. Let's get moving.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Yeah, we're going.
Okay.
We're going. Okay. Mark, how are you?
Yeah.
Come on.
And he's just morbidly staring at this arm being carried away. So you kind of snap him out of it. And as you guys start walking, he just goes, "Lidar."
What?
When we were deeper in the cavern before, I got Ella to hold the LiDAR unit, and we took a reading of it. I didn't have time with all of the... We could use that. It'll bump map everything in the cavern. We might be able to find ourselves a way out.
Grab it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm going to snag the laptop, which the LiDAR stuff's already been dumped to, and throw it under my arm. We'll go find a spot that isn't here to dump that.
Yeah.
I'm also going to bring the drone and what camera equipment I can carry, just like the real basic onboard lights. Fuck every other light. I can't carry that stuff.
No, you won't be able to take any of your like filming lights. You're pretty well down to headlamps and flashlights that are in backpacks and whatnot.
Yeah.
The other problem, of course, with your drone being you will not be able to operate it particularly well with your one hamburger hand.
Right.
So you're more than welcome to take it, but probably as you go to pick up this moderately heavy case with your not-so-stellar hand, at some point you're going to have to choose which equipment's coming and which equipment isn't.
I can carry something.
Yeah, I was about to say Ella will take something if she can.
All right, we'll leave behind the two shitty drones then, and just bring the one. I'll stuff it in a lens bag and hand it to either Lucas or Ella. I'm loath to leave this ship behind. Oh, I am grabbing all of the cards out of it, though. I want to make sure that everything we've recorded obviously gets saved. But
perfect,
yeah.
absolutely.
Likewise, I will take the time to grab as many batteries, spare headlamps, everything, from all of the other bags.
Perfect. So pretty well anything that's handheldable has been stuffed into a bag, and one of you has it amongst you. It's really only anything that would need to be like carried, stuff that was sort of Paolo and Spencer and Sound's job to lug around. Well, those people aren't around to help right now.
Feels like a million years ago.
So you head a little further away from camp. Are you going to check this LiDAR before you've moved through the city or before?
Figure we'll find a spot away from camp, but
maybe
before we go into the city.
Or if we can dart into one of the outlying buildings.
Yeah.
You definitely can.
It probably will give us some cover so that we're not in line of sight of fucking Sound, wherever he might be.
That's a very good point and something we need to start thinking about.
Yeah. We are running from a crazy fucking... He doesn't have a gun, but God only knows what else he has.
How are you with that gun?
Knife wound will kill you just as fast.
How are you with that gun?
Pretty fucking good.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have one, but I know how to shoot like a little bit.
A lot of hours logged at the range. More used to stationary targets.
So you guys are planning just to dodge into one of these little homes. Are you going to check it, or is everyone just kind of running in?
I'll
Are
check
we
it.
checking our corners and whatnot?
Yeah.
Corners, it's a circle
I'm
room.
absolutely going to.
Yeah.
I will check. I will draw and be the first in.
All right. So you step through the doorway of this room, and it's clear. One of the nicest things about the way this is all put together is, for the most part, with the majority of these structures, until you start getting towards like the temple and the preparation area, is that they're mostly just one big round room. So once you've seen it, you've kind of seen it. There's no kitchen around the back, if you will.
Come on. In.
Yep, Ella follows.
So everyone piles in, and it's almost a bit of a flashback to be in here again. These were the same things that you all first stepped into when you first came down here, where you discovered the floors, where you discovered the female rendering. All those things seem like a lifetime ago now. You were different people when you came here. And Mark, you get your laptop popped open, so I will take an Intel and Tech roll, please.
Intel and Tech. Not my best. Not
And I think
first.
that while Mark is doing that, Ella opens up her backpack and takes out her little tiny drone and is just kind of like inspecting it. And she's like, okay, I still have this, so like if there's a really small space we need to see into, I can go in there with the camera and the light. Yeah. And she'll kind of just turn it over a couple times and then put it back in her bag.
All right. And sorry, Mark, was that 4 I saw?
That's 4, yeah.
4? So you get your laptop booted up, you get the LiDAR information all rendered and whatnot, and you guys have a pretty solid, basically a topographical map of everything that's in here. The LiDAR, of course, wasn't used to map each individual location, so there are some big blank empty spots. But based on the map you've got here, you now have the ability to cross this city if you'd like to, which does to Lucas seem like your best bet of finding a further in.
Alright.
Okay.
So it looks like this would be our most direct path. Okay.
Find the low point, work our way up through the water reservoir. Try to see if maybe those caverns along there are a possible way out. See if we can see light anywhere. I mean, at least it's pitch dark down here, so we can kill the lights. See if we can see any sunlight.
Yeah, seems ideal.
And
it's gonna be our best bet.
And Mark will get up, basically committing to leaving the laptop behind at this point, and take he pulls off of his belt. He pulls a straight bladed, kind of like long boot knife, and hands it to Ella. You're not armed, are you?
No.
Okay, that thing, and honestly, sound was more of a thing. He comes after you. Firm grip on that thing. Don't let the blade slide. Just keep pushing until he stops fighting. Just one after the other. Do not stop.
And Ella just looks it over, eyes sort of sliding along the blade. If he comes for any of us, I'll kill him.
It has to be that way right now.
But frankly, if he's getting to you right now, it means that the two of us are dead.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
Okay.
All right. So you guys grab your stuff and you head out of this little structure, and you start weaving your way through the city center. Now, are you avoiding the temple specifically, since you did believe that's where sound was heading? Going past the temple is your most direct route, but it's not like hours out of your way to avoid it.
I think likely avoiding the temple is going to be the best plan, because logically for us, that's where sound is going to be.
Perfect. Not a problem. Awesome. So you guys start heading towards your city center, and where you would come to what would be the main road towards the temple, you veer off to the right. And as you're casting your headlamps around, when you came down here, this place was still, and it was silent, and you were alone here. And that is not the case anymore. When you cast your lamps around, not only do the shadows you cause go skittering across the walls, but you can see more than that around you. This place has come alive since you've been down here, and that sound that you've been hearing, that noise, that chittering cacophony that has been driving you insane for days, it is everywhere now. This is no longer couched in subtle movement or promised movement. This is an undeniable and unignorable chitinous flow that will overtake you if you let it. And you just keep moving, one foot in front of the other. Can I get a wits and awareness from everyone, please?
Question if safety hazards will apply to this.
No.
Okay. Had to ask.
Totally, always ask. 4.
Fail.
5.
So, Mark, you are just way too deep in your own head right now. You are casting your light around, but you're really not even seeing at this point. Between everything that's happened and sound being your fault for coming down here and your hand, it's just awful upon awful upon awful, and you've gone a little blind to this. Now, Ella and Lucas, you see on one of the walls ahead of you what appears to be writing. English writing.
Well, cast my light towards that.
Same with
So,
me.
scrawled on the wall in Ella's black lipstick is the words, "They hunger."
What the? I don't know. I don't know why I'm surprised by anything. He got my lipstick and it's sound.
Yeah, of course it is.
It's not. No, it's not him. It's this. It's this whole. It's not. Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
You got the idea from the doc. When we first came in here, he goes, "You're probably gonna want to hang on to that."
Yeah, because I didn't. No chalk.
I didn't think about leaving any messages behind. Probably would have been smart.
I only had that one tube, honestly.
I carry chalk as part of my standard kit. Easy way to mark your
Doesn't
way.
matter.
But no.
We can't go
Let's
back,
go.
so
No.
whatever.
Lucas is, however, going to draw, and that gun is not going to go away, get put away until I need my both hands for something again.
Fair deal. Are you guys going to point this out to Mark, who is just kind of staring down at his mulched hand?
Hey.
Yeah.
You just stay with us here.
Okay, yeah.
He's lost it. Like, completely fucking lost it. Stay with us, stay alert, stay aware. Okay?
He used to be a pretty good guy.
For a grave robber.
And I guess we're continuing to walk while we're talking.
Yeah.
It was environmentalism at first. So we had this site that we were documenting, and this was way back when, before I was really doing much of this stuff. He and I were working together on a project kind of similar to this. It was a archaeological dig place that had been discovered, just random bullshit that we were trying to cover, and oil company had bought up the interests on the land. They were going to frack the hell out of it, and they put up a big fence, barred the gates. Basically, they were going to bulldoze the whole thing, and they had failed to get archaeological status because there wasn't enough stuff found at the site. So in the middle of the night, we broke in and we stole everything from there, and because it wasn't fucking right to just leave that stuff to get bulldozed when they set up the site. It didn't feel right. And so we went in there and we stole all of it. We gave a good portion of it back, and the stuff that wasn't necessarily of worth to what they were looking for, they told us to sell. And the money was fucking incredible. But worse than that was the fact that, I don't know if you know this, but there are organizations. It's kind of like the mob. They deal in black market goods. They deal in shady shit, in anything that a private collector might want, and they find ways to get their hooks in you, and they just tell you, they give you the world when you're doing the work for them. When you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, they give you the world, but they'll turn scary real quick when you start talking about getting out. He used to be a good guy. Started working for those vultures and things kind of got sour.
Why are you talking about this like you weren't also involved?
Does it fucking matter?
I was. No, that's mine to bear. Because end of the day, I can guilt trip myself about it and talk about how, it's all beyond my control, but no, it wasn't. I mean, I could have fought back, I could have tried to stop it, but the fact is that the way that I looked at it, so many of those archaeological sites, they took things from their own country, from that country, and they transplanted them to put them in another country's museums. Like we're talking about imperialist entitlement at its finest. In Cairo, I saw it happen constantly. All that shit just got packed up and sent right back to Europe, and we sold it locally. We gave it back to the people in any way we could with that whole fucking mess. When we were in Iran, the same thing. It's just a consistent, I don't know, feels like fucking justification now. It felt at the time like the right thing to do. It's weird how that can get muddy. Get real fucking muddy. Just didn't feel right coming and documenting this shit and letting it all go to a different country. How does that make any sense? I don't know. Like, we're gonna go into Peru, right? And we're gonna tell the people there we found the city of Vilcabamba, and the win is gonna be for an American university, and you guys are gonna put that shit on display in an American university or in a museum in America that's affiliated with that university, and the Peruvians aren't going to see a dime from it besides the payoff that that the grant will give them.
I'm not gonna let them do that.
You don't have any choice in that. Like, that's literally how all of this shit works.
Yeah, it is. And I've seen it happen 100 times before.
That's how archaeology works. That's how all of this shit works. I have never gone in all of my travels to any fucking museum and seen all of the most amazing and wonderful things that any culture has ever created, unless it was in a white-owned museum in a white country.
Yeah.
But don't get me on that high horse right now.
Yeah, wasn't really what I got into it for. It was preservation initially, and then it was, I guess, some kind of moral outrage or maybe guilt that I was part of the process, that I was publicizing this, that I was, I don't know, I got into it out of war correspondent shit and realized that they were just as rapacious with archaeological digs as they are with war. They go into other places and they take their shit, and then they call it freedom or justice or whatever. It all looks the same.
I guess, really, I mean, you're better than me. At least at some point, you were fighting for something you thought it was right. I've just been spinning my wheels my entire life, too scared to, like, go out in the world or whatever and get out of school and stuff. What could I have been afraid of that's possibly worse than this?
Well, you haven't had nothing. You don't know what that's like. There's plenty in nothing to be afraid of.
But there's always that safety net for me. I'm always kept. You're right, I don't understand. That. I'm not gonna pretend like I know what that's like. I don't.
We're not asking you to.
But I'm saying, this time, when we get out, I can make it different. I can make the situation different. I can use what I have and what my dad has to try to eke some kind of meaning and something out of all of this. I have to try.
Then try.
Yeah.
I will.
But I'm not going to stand here and tell you that you're going to be successful.
I know there's not really a chance in hell, but I'm going to hold on to that. And with that,
Better
Ella
to try
kind of
and
like
fail.
adjust her backpack and kind of just like straighten up and continue walking forward.
So, you guys keep heading through the city center and out the other side, which is where the LiDAR showed you your best chance of escape might be. And the structures thin out as you go again. It does seem like you've moved away from that temple city center. As you head towards what seemed at first to be the backmost wall, it feels more like the initial area you came down on. The structures are a lot smaller, they're a lot further apart, and you eventually come up on another one of those labyrinth type walkthroughs, like you used to get from the first location to this location. Lucas, can I get a wits and survival, please?
Absolutely. Three.
All right. So it looks to you like this is pretty structurally sound. It doesn't appear to have collapsed in the cave-in from the previous location. Now, cave-ins damage all kinds of things. Just from the rumbling alone, this may not be as sound as it was. But with 3 successes, it looks to you pretty solid. But
All right.
as you come up on it, around what would seem to be the main way in, there is more black lipstick writing all the way around
Son of a
it.
bitch.
They feed on us. It just says all the way around this opening.
Oh, man.
Fucking course.
He's going full fucking feral down here.
So what? He's just like a few steps ahead of us, really? Like we're just kind of doing.
He had all that time on
chase
us.
to him.
Plus, he had the laptop. He probably saw the same LiDAR data I did. His session was open.
Damn it!
Going to
Whatever,
a fucking lab
we'll
and chasing
fucking
a crazy person.
We'll deal with him when we see him.
Yep.
It's on site. That's it.
Mark, you only brought one gun down, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I checked the kit. I mean,
Okay.
he may have blades, but I don't... He brought a sidearm sometimes, but he didn't have one with him this time. This was a bare bones kit, and we didn't think we were going to be dealing with anything, so...
Okay. Keep drawing and let's go.
Yeah.
Guess we're going into the dark. Storyteller.
Could go wrong.
Good plan. I love this plan. That was a great plan. So you guys head into this passageway again. And the corridors are quite narrow. They do seem more narrow than the last time you did this kind of thing, but not as narrow as the last time you specifically, Lucas, did this thing after the cave-in. These are the kind of passageways that you're kind of turning sideways into, holding your breath to make yourself as small as possible, putting bags through first. Who is going through first? Lucas? Perfect. Can I get a wits and awareness from you, please?
Okay.
Good luck.
Yeah, that's how I feel right now. And I will assume that specialty still is not applying.
No.
Okay. That's fine. That is 6, in fact.
6? All right. Actually, we'll come back to that in just a sec. All right. So, as you start making your way through these tunnels, you realize for the first time it's almost like a reprieve in here. There are no whispers. There are no chitters. There's no sense of noise at all. And you realize for the first time just how deafened you've become to the sound of this movement. You wonder for a second if you guys have even been raising your voices to each other this whole time in just this natural increase in volume to combat what's developed around you. And it's as you take a breath in for a second, Lucas, because this is a little bit of your home. You like caves. This is where you belong. And you exhale, and you open your eyes, and you look ahead. For just a second, there's a figure of a man ahead of you holding something in his hands. You will not have time to fire, but you do have time to warn the two people behind you if you'd like.
Oh
would you like
shit,
to
he's
say?
here. Shit, he's here.
So you guys get that. Lucas cries that out, and then everyone is blinded as sound flashes a camera at you. Everyone is blind for this moment. Blinder than you've been the whole time you've been down here. I would love to get a Dex and Dodge from everyone. Do we have Dodge on this still?
Oh boy.
No
I
dodge.
don't think we do. Boomerans, let's go with Dex and Athletics then. And Mark, keep in mind you are 1 Dex down.
1 Dex down, yeah. Okay.
Dropped a dice, so forget that dice.
I'm gonna spend a sanity to reroll.
Hit it.
So I'm down to 5.
First one out of Club 6.
3 for me.
3 for you? Alright.
I had 2.
It is Club 6 for me right now again.
And 6 for Lucas. Okay.
Nice.
So, sound flashes this camera at you. And Lucas, you're blind, but you know this place. You got a good look at it. You know where you're going. You continue to forge ahead, expecting to whack into sound. You've got your gun out, but you're not dumb enough to just fire wildly into a cavern underground.
God, no.
Mark and Ella, you two do not know where you're going. And you proceed to stumble forward. You're following Lucas. You're totally sure you're following Lucas. You are following the figure directly ahead of you. Lucas, you are going to reach an area, and we're going to come back to you in a little bit.
Ominous.
Ella and Mark. It takes you a second for your eyes to readjust to the dark, but it does eventually, and out of curiosity, which one of you would be in front of the other?
I'm bringing up the rear, and I think as soon as the flash happened, I put my bad hand on the strap of her backpack so that we can't get separated, and I basically got the sidearm up and over her shoulder.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So Ella, you're the first one to realize that the figure you're following isn't actually quite the same size as Lucas. The figure you're now following is a little bit slighter, a little bit shorter. This is not Lucas leading you in these caves now.
I think Ella whispers as Mark's behind her. It's not Lucas. We're not following the right person. What do I do?
Hey, Luke.
And the figure leading you stops and looks over its shoulder. And you should see Lucas's headlamp that he's worn this whole time. But there's no light illuminating the wall.
That's enough confirmation. I fire.
Fabulous. Let's see if Sound can pull out another one of his miraculous escapes. Let's get a Dex and Firearms from Mark, still about down 1 Dex.
My
That was
eardrums
one of my
are
die.
about to go bye-bye.
Oh my goodness gracious, yes.
Yeah.
Bye-bye ears.
Yeah, we're gonna have a bad day in a cavern firing a gun. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Fair enough. That is 1 success. on a really good pool, that's 1 success. I know I'm down a Dex, but fuck.
Willpower, my dude.
Okay.
Willpower that shit.
Would you like to burn a willpower or a sanity to re-roll that?
I will burn a willpower. Two.
This is fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's
Better than
fine.
one.
You're better than 1, I guess. Maybe I'll wing him. I don't fucking.
Fair enough. All right. So Ella, the world beside you explodes in light and sound, and you are You rock against the wall to get away from this. You are deafened and blinded for a second time here. Mark, you do not know whether or not you've hit sound. But you do hear this, well, you don't hear, but you're pretty confident he just ran when you fired on him. You no longer see the figure standing in front of you. Unfortunately, you no longer see any figure standing in front of you. You do not see Lucas. You do not know where you are in this labyrinth.
And with one hand, I'm just going to hold Ella fast and like kind of crouch, and if you know, just sort of a defensive posture, crouched in the corner of this little tunnel. And we're going to hold until Lucas is the resourceful caver. The last thing we want to do is go charging off after him. Now, granted, I'm kind of at a low point in self-control. If I see something moving, I might still go for it, but at the moment when I don't see anybody, I'm not going to. I'm wanting to do harm to this man, so I'm going to say it now.
This is going to be the story of how Lucas gets shot by Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please no.
Probably.
All right. So you two are bunkering down, and after a couple of minutes, the stars in your eyes and the whine in your ears dissipates. Or at least you think it does. In a place like this where it's still echoing around in the caverns, you're pretty sure that you can hear again. And the reason that you're pretty sure you can hear again is because you can hear sound whispering somewhere else. They feed on us. They feed on us. They feed on us. And it's coming from somewhere.
And I'm just going to lean in and whisper to Ella, you got a good read on where that's coming from?
No, it sounds like it's like all around us. It didn't get him? Your shot didn't...
Must not have. Maybe I winged him, I don't know. He's not in his right mind, so he could just walk off being shot for a while if he's not with it. Sound, man. I'm sorry. You startled me.
Feed. Will you feed them?
I don't know. What do we need to do? Why don't you come out and we'll talk about how that's supposed to be done?
Give them her.
Why her? This time I'm going to get up and just kind of like a little more casual conversation stance. I'm trying to bait him out.
Yeah.
Guns going to the side.
Are you leaving Ella back against the wall?
I'm not moving far from her. I'm just kind of opening up my stance a little bit.
Okay. So I'm sorry, what was the last question Mark said?
Why her?
Why do you think that? Oh, why her? It's what they want. It's what they always want. You saw them. You saw the drawings. They want the girl. They need the girl. That's why Dr. Jones was first.
I look down at Ella and I go, maybe divine feminine power can throw us a rope. And I kind of come forward a little bit and I go, okay, but I can't do it by myself. I need you to come out and we'll sort it out.
You think I'm stupid?
I never thought you were stupid. I wouldn't have brought you along on all of those really lucrative gigs.
Really, Mark? What's my name?
Dave.
Well, a chance die to see if that sounds name.
Jesus Christ.
Mark. That's not my name. And the camera flash goes off again.
Fuck.
Listen, I get it, you're right about this place. They want the girl. I'm the only one left down here. But you gotta hold my hand while we do it, okay? I don't want to be alone.
Are you scared, Ella?
Yeah.
I was scared. You didn't care.
I never tried to hurt you.
Garbage, you said. A horrible human being, you said. Trash, you said.
Did you feel like you were doing good?
Did you?
No. I was trying to hurt your feelings because I was scared too. I'm sorry. I'm a bitch, okay? Everybody knows that. I'm mean and I'm nasty.
I know. But it's okay. I don't think we all have to be afraid anymore. Because Ella, I don't think we need the altar to feed them. And you guys hear a couple of echoing twang noises. Like the sound of a pickaxe into rock, one might say. And you feel the dust come down seconds before the rock comes down on top of you. Lucas.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah, this is great. I'm loving this.
Great! Thanks, I hate it!
So you had continued moving forward. And
As far as I know, they're behind me.
As far as you know, they're behind you. And everything seems fine. You're blind, but like you're very confident. You guys were in line. There's no real way you should have gotten split up, assuming like sound didn't do some crazy shit or something. So it takes you a couple of seconds, a couple of minutes really, to realize they're not behind you anymore. Now to your benefit,
Serious.
no one's around you. Are you gonna double back? Are you gonna keep going to forge the way? Are you gonna try to find them? You gonna just leave their asses here and be like, fuck y'all crazy people?
Can't do that. Mm-mm. I'm going to take the chalk out of my pack and mark the way that I was going. And then I'm going to try to double back to where we were when we got separated. Every handful of yards, I will be marking another way. Another arrow.
Okay. So sorry, you're heading back to where you lost them, did you say?
Yeah.
And just for my own clarification, are you writing the arrows the direction you guys would go if you were continuing your way, or are you writing the arrows in the direction you're now traveling, which is backward?
Marking them in the direction that we were going.
Fabulous. So you start heading back to where you last saw them, and you can't quite make out what you're hearing, but it doesn't take you long to realize that someone somewhere in this cavern is whispering like a crazy asshole.
And I will, at that point, pause, trying to listen, and, still have had the gun drawn the whole time.
Oh yeah, gun has not gone away.
I will move forward slowly then.
All right. Let's grab a wits and awareness from you, please.
Yeah.
These horrified noises.
Yeah, I mean, At least one of these dice is gonna get disciplined because all it has done every time is try to fuck me over.
They do.
My dice were definitely trying to get me killed earlier.
Yeah, your dice were not into taking out sound. Sound is the final girl.
That is 4.
4? Alright, so...
Not rolling this particular one anymore because all it has been giving me all night is 1s.
Now I'm going to dice jail.
Yeah,
Dice
it's in
jail
dice
for you.
now. To the dice gulag.
You recognize the sound immediately of pickaxe on rock. It doesn't take you a fraction of a second to know what's about to happen. These rocks are going to start coming down. What are you doing?
Problematically, I have no idea where they are. So...
Not at all.
I'm gonna try to run back the way I just came from.
Okay.
Because that will logically take me further away from the epicenter of this cave-in.
All right. I will take a Dex Athletics from you, please.
And I will assume that caving applies to this.
It sure does.
Yay! Okay, dice, don't do this to me now. That's 3.
That's 3? Alright, so...
3 successes on dying fucking dice because all of the dice have decided that I need to die tonight.
You don't want to blow sanity on that?
You know what? I am going to. Fuck this.
Yeah!
Team
It's game
fives.
5. Time to go crazy.
Why not? Why not? 5 time. That's another dice that just ran away from me, so...
Lucas is getting frazzled.
That one dice you're putting in the gulag is just systematically killing off the rest of your dice.
Oh, it's the sound
much.
dice.
Sound dice.
Oh god.
Fuck sound dice.
That was a worthwhile venture. That is a solid 7.
Nice. There we go. There's the Lucas we need. So you go tearing back forward. And for the second time in what's probably as many days, you're not really sure anymore, you are chased out of a cavern by a cloud of dust and rock falling behind you. And you go
Wait.
tearing forward.
The whole way. Fuck, 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 fuck!
The most professional of cavers do it that way. And you come tearing out of this labyrinth because you did know where you were going. Into an open area and managed to skid to a stop with your toes centimeters from the
Shit.
chasm in front of you.
Really?
And Mark. The cave has come down on top of you, but you're both pretty lucky. This is not a natural cave-in, and this isn't a cave-in brought by those kind of sheaves like what happened with Dr. Jones. This is a cave-in by one crazy man with a pickaxe and some crappy rocks. So this has come down on top of you, and you've been driven to your hands and knees. But no longer are you being crushed beneath this. The way is going to be slow, but you could keep moving forward through this if you wanted to. Or you could try to back up to where you were before. You're not sure which direction sound brought this down on you from.
Are Ella and I currently separated? We were standing close together, but...
You're together.
Okay.
Once the dust clears, it takes you a second. There's definitely that, like, calling for each other, words bouncing back at you. But it becomes clear pretty quick the two of you are still together.
You okay? You with me?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Okay.
I tried. I'm sorry.
No. It's fine. He's not... He's not in there anymore.
No, he's not.
Okay. We gotta get up above this if we can. We gotta move up and then forward. And I have the natural map reader merit or whatever it is, the one that doesn't let me get lost. I haven't used it yet. I'm going to head in the direction I last saw Lucas. I want to try to find that. I want to try to find where the tunnel should be.
So the last place you saw Lucas would have been back behind you. That would be backtracking to where you lost him, where you first encountered sound.
No, he's likely, based on this tunnel, ahead of us. And sound got in between us is probably the most likely scenario. So I think moving forward is the best bet. Because there weren't any like T-junctions or major breaks in the cavern. It was just sort of like put your hand against the wall and move forward, right? We didn't have any major...
I mean, there were still ins and outs of this, but you have Lucas who was able to kind of put his head in, check it for stability, take a glance and see if it narrowed out immediately. As the expert caver, you guys weren't tempted by those directions because Lucas's 6s and 7s rolls meant he wasn't tempted by those directions.
Right, okay. So I think then that we're still on the right track, and if we continue to proceed forward, then that's our best bet. So I think tunneling up to try to get as much on top of this as we can and move forward is the best bet.
That's a perfectly logical way to go about it. Do you tell Ella that's your plan, or are you just going to start moving, or...?
I think it's going to be kind of like crawling, trying to clear a spot, heading up, and just say, we gotta keep moving forward. Gotta go try to link up with Luke.
Yeah, okay, forward. Okay. And she's just...
I'm assuming they could probably hear my chorus of fucks fading into the distance.
Yeah, there's a gently fading chorus of fucks in the distance.
There goes our last fucks.
All right, so let's get a Dex Athletics from both of you.
-1 because my hand is garbage.
Lord. This is not it.
And this is the story of how everyone became Sanity 3 by the end of tonight.
It's not
Yes!
too bad.
They came through for me. I got 4 too.
Nice.
4 is abound. Nice. All right.
Oh, I'm proud of you.
Awesome.
Yeah, right?
So, you dig upward. You're moving in an upward forward. No, that's the opposite direction. You're moving in kind of an upward forward sort of direction because digging straight up is not only impossible, it's extremely unsafe from the inside.
Yeah.
So you're heading in sort of a what is that, 75 degree? Some kind of degree
30.
in an upward forward kind of direction. Math's hard. Sorry, hang on one sec, guys. I have a fluffy visitor.
Hello, potato.
Please go away. Mama is busy. Off you go.
Beckett, the dog.
Becky the dog here.
Doggo.
So you're heading in this upward forward direction, and who's leading the way and who's in back now?
I think by dint of the fact that we were stuck in that way, I've got to be in front, just trying to clear as much as I can for her, and then, you know, instructing to brace with your back, like make yourself into a big box and just like turtle forward.
Yeah.
And body differential wise, that makes the most sense anyway, because you'll be clearing a larger path than Ella.
Yeah.
So you're already on your hands and knees, and you're moving, and soon you're having to tuck your shoulders in, and you're having to crouch your head down, and you're just crawling along, one hand in front of the other, knees sliding beside each other as the walls just get closer and closer. And you can't shake this feeling that you're just a procession milling in the darkness. You have become the bringers of rustly noise. You have become the tiny things in the walls. You're the creatures here. And the air is full of dust. It's not clearing. It's getting harder to breathe. It's getting darker even with your lamps because there's nothing to illuminate around you. There's nothing to illuminate ahead of you, but just more of this fucking white rock that has been your world for the past eternity, it feels like. At least in the dome you could breathe. While you're here, there is not enough air. You can feel your breath coming back at you from the darkness around you. The tunnel wrapping around you like arms that'll crush the life out of you, and there's sweat rolling down your face, stinging into your eyes, and just the cuts all over your hands and your knees from dragging yourself across this broken rock that digs into your back and it digs into your shoulders, and you're choking and you're gasping, and Ella, your foot is stuck.
Fuck.
Mark, Ella stopped moving.
Hey, you okay back there?
I'm stuck. My foot is stuck.
Okay, all right. Keep calm. Okay, and I'm gonna try to roll over. See if I can slide down kind of alongside her a little bit.
You will not be able to get alongside her in this crush. You can roll over onto your back so that you can kind of tilt your head up and see her and see past her over the kind of hump of your own chest, but you won't be able to get any closer to her than your own feet, basically.
Okay, I would like to examine the rocks above her. See if I can give her some breathing room from where I am. Like, is it one large slab? Are we looking at like that tightly bound shale stuff?
More like the shale stuff, because the little rock slide that sound caused here was not enough to bring down like the ceiling, quote unquote.
Okay. I'm going to I'd like to start kind of kicking downward and away to see if I can clear out enough of a path for me to get around beside her a little bit more. See if we can free that leg. I'm not gonna like just kick it loose because that's a terrible idea. I'm just going to press, like, because this shit's pretty loose. I want to see if I can push it a little bit wider out and just brace with my shoulders and my back.
Okay, let's take a dex. Probably a dex and athletics for that, I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Ella, are you just staying still? Are you gonna try to free your foot? Are you gonna try to roll over and look behind you?
I was going to try to, like, be still for a moment, just totally still, and then sort of, like, try to very gingerly and slowly just, like with my ankle and my foot sort of just, like, rotate and stuff just to see if I can slip it out in some way. And do I feel how does it feel like on my foot and my ankle?
So out of curiosity, what kind of shoes are you wearing? I'm assuming you're wearing boots, but are they real hiking boots, or are they leather boots, or?
They're real hiking boots. They're just so they've got like the kind of you loop in the really strong laces around the ankle to stabilize it. They have those.
Okay. So you stay really still for a second, and Mark, you start trying to move the rocks and stuff. And you both hear it. That wet squelch sound. And you feel on your foot not the sensation of being caught or jammed, but something has hold of you.
Mark, there's something it's something pulling on my leg, on my foot.
Okay, all right.
It's not a rock.
Just stay calm. I'm gonna get back there. We'll see what we've got. Okay, all right. Breathe. We're gonna get through this, okay? Remember before? It's just like that. It's just like that, and your mind is playing tricks on you. Just let it. Her mind is not playing tricks on her, so I'm going to do this at a frenzied pace. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to dig my way back kind of frantically. I want to get a look at her leg, see what's got her, or whether she's just mangled her own leg. Either is a possibility.
Either is a possibility. How did we get an answer for the Dex and Athletics one?
Oh, sorry, I was a 5.
The shale?
I don't think I actually said anything. It was a 5.
No problem. I also started blither-blathering, so very possible I talked right over you. So you managed to clear some more of this shale alongside her, which does, Ella, give you the benefit of now being able to take an actual lungful for a second. And Mark, you look back past her to where Ella can't see, and you can see her foot gripped in fingers that have been rubbed red and raw. And you can see Sound lift his face from the broken shale, and his face is smashed and bloody and battered, and his eyes are wide and wild as he just keeps reaching and gripping at Ella's foot, trying to drag her back further into the shale again.
Can I get into my cargo pocket from where I am?
Give me a straight dex, keeping in mind you're down a dex.
Down a dex.
I would also like to grab the knife that I'm trying to think of where I would have put that.
We can say for the sake of it that they gave you a sheath and you can have it like in a pocket or on a belt or something.
Belt or pocket.
It's got a sheath. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. They didn't just hand you like a big ass knife.
Because here's a knife. Nothing.
Just carry this.
Yeah.
Here you go. So I would also set a straight dex for me as well.
Please, please.
Okay. I'm burning a willpower. I am down.
How is your?
Oh boy.
How is your dex, Mark?
I'm 2 out of a possible 3 with my.
2? Okay.
Injury.
Okay, I got 2.
2? All right. So you successfully get your knife drawn. Mark, you also successfully get your knife drawn. Neither of you will quite be able to reach Sound from right where you are. Just kind of based on your specific tightness and locations here. And Sound is whispering something into the shale as he's clawing Ella back towards him, but you can't make the sound out over Ella's breathing and the rock shifting underneath you.
Get off of me. Leave me alone.
And Mark, you can see him trying to grab a hold of her, and as he does, this hand, the one that hasn't been degloved, you think, hard to tell with how raw and red it is. As he gets a hold of her foot, he pulls, and one of his fingernails splits and breaks away from his skin, and ants crawl out from the wound and start crawling up her boot.
All right, so what I had in my cargo pocket was not actually a knife, it was a flare. And I am going to ignite that flare, and I am going to throw it in his face.
Alright. Let's, jeez, I don't even know. Why isn't there a flare skill on here?
Right?
So you're just whipping a flare, it's not a flare gun?
It's not a flare gun, it's a flare. I would like to shove it into his hand if I can reach it, and then throw it in his face. But if I can't, then that's fine, I'll just throw it in the hole where his face is making all those stupid whispers from.
Into his whisper hole, alright. Let's go with a dex, and I'll let you pick brawl or melee, whatever you've got highest out of those two.
Actually the same for me, so...
Then either one, assuming you don't have a flare specialty.
I do not.
Well, that was dumb.
So at -1, that is 3. So, respectable. It's not a big pool.
3, you said?
Yeah.
Alright. Ella, are you looking to do anything at the same time? So Mark reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a flare and he's about to ignite it, and you have time to do something if you'd like.
And you said I can't really access sound from like
not with your upper body. You could kick at him. Mark has cleared some area for you, so if you wanted to reach him, you could do some moving around and try to get to him with your hands.
That's probably what I'm going to try to do, the latter, yeah. Kind of like reaching around to try to get to him with kind of like my knife in my hand.
Okay. So let's grab dex, and I guess yours is melee since you have a weapon in hand.
Doesn't matter, I got no skills in this, under the physical, you know. None of those.
Gonna get shot.
Don't you miss when we were doing grid work?
Stabbed with my own knife. This is a great week for me.
Mark's not having a good day.
Okay, I got 2.
2? Perfect. So this would be a comical fight if it wasn't so life or death right now, because Ella's squirming around in here and lashing out with her knife trying to get at him, and Mark's clawing away at the shale and rips open a flare and whips it at him, which just kind of clonks sound in the face. And Ella, as you're swiping back and forth at him, you manage to get him a good one straight across the eye and up towards his hairline.
Yes.
And his eyelid and his eyebrow split open and just douse your foot in his blood. And he would rear back, but it's clear he too has not thought about the logistics of caving a location in, because he rears back and kind of wallops his head on the ceiling, which kind of wallops him back down into the shale below him.
Take that.
You want to take another swing with the knife while he's prone for all intents and purposes?
Oh, absolutely. I don't even necessarily want to like do a swipe. If I can, I want to straight up stab, and I want to stab, like multiple, like a jab. That's what I would like to do.
Like we taught her, Mark.
Like we taught her.
Right.
I'm so proud of you.
That's right.
All right, let's grab another dex melee.
They would be the worst parents ever.
Yeah.
Unless she survives this.
Oh my god, I just got 5.
Wow.
Yeah!
Oh my god.
All right.
Yes.
That's the shit we're talking about. So,
yeah.
So after he's kind of proned like this and the flare's still burning next to him, and he is looking all the worse for wear, Ella has managed to, with the swiping, has managed to clear herself enough room to get round to get a proper, like, shank, 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 shank kind of moment. Ella coming in strong with the shiv.
Nice.
And Sound is trying to drag himself towards you, but really whatever hope he had against you has really sort of disappeared in this moment, because Ella just gets him in the cheek, in the eye, in the bridge of the nose, eye, bridge, forehead. Like, she has no mercy in this moment. You have fucked with the wrong person, Sound. And you just connect with him enough times that as you come forward for one more good one right in the eye, his orbital bone collapses inward under the force of your strike, and viscera just spills out of his head onto the rocks. These white rocks that he had thought would be your tomb are just painted in Sound's blood. And he collapses forward, and he's still for a second, and he looks up at you with his one good eye, and he goes, "My name's Kyle." And he collapses onto the stones.
Oh, fuck. All right.
Okay.
Go up. Cleared you a bit of a path. Keep moving.
And Ella will keep moving.
And
All right.
as soon as she's cleared a little bit, I'm gonna place both feet. I'm gonna put my back against the floor, put both feet up on the little opening that he had trapped her leg through, and go, "Hey, Kyle. No one gives a shit." And I'm gonna push out with my legs and drop the whole thing on him.
No roll required.
Nice.
Fuck you, Kyle!
Fuck you, Kyle! Fuck Sound. Lucas.
Yeah.
So
Sup?
you have... Sup? Everything's good
Sup?
and fine over here in Lucas
Oh,
land.
boy.
Oh boy, it's me again. So, as you were standing in this location, it did not take long to hear this ruckus. First there was the settling sound of the rocks. And then there was that slight sound of movement, which was heartening for a second, but then might have been sound. And you can hear the scuffling happening in here. But as luck would have it, someone in there was smart enough to trigger a flare. There's another smaller opening that you could get into. All right, let's go ahead
Here
and
we go.
grab a Dex Athletics from Lucas, if you please.
Absolutely. Off to an excellent start.
Hey.
Off to a really great start. That is a solid 7 fucking successes.
Nice.
Lucas is back on his
Fucking
game.
10s.
He's back.
So for a less experienced climber, this would not be an easy thing to do. But that's sort of been rank and file since the moment you got down here. It is a damn good thing they got the kind of climber that they did. So you end up hauling yourself up, basically on top of where this collapse had started, and inching your way forward through the same kind of closed-in location that you had used to get to Spencer. And after a couple of seconds, the flare ahead of you does go dark. And for a minute, you can't help but think, what if you're about to just come up on them just like Spencer? Just as trapped. Just as hopeless. But
I'm not leaving them here like that.
no. No, that's exactly what Lucas would never do. So you bring yourself forward, and as your hand over hand coming forward, Mark, you see a headlamp illuminate in front of you.
Luke! Oh, thank fuck.
Fucking God.
Luke!
Yeah!
He dropped the whole fucking ceiling on us.
Yeah, he did. I know.
Yeah. You alright?
I'm okay. It's clear. You're not gonna like what's on the other side, but it's clear.
I'll take clear.
Are you able to move?
We're making our way slowly. It's bad in here.
Yeah, I know.
Ella got in a couple good stabs.
Is he fucking dead?
Yeah, like he told me. I did it.
Good girl.
Honestly, I don't know. There were a lot of face stabs, and then we dropped the whole fucking thing on him. God, I hope so. Guy's a dick.
Okay. I want you to keep coming towards me.
Okay.
I'm gonna bounce the light off of the wall so I'm not blinding you whenever you get to me, okay?
Okay.
But I'm not gonna move until I can see one of you.
Okay.
Okay.
Home stretch, Ella.
Okay, yeah, we got it.
Okay.
So with Lucas's headlamp as your beacon in the dark, you are able to crawl hand over hand forward through this unbelievable mess that sound has left you in. And it takes you a few minutes longer than you really thought it would. It had seemed like Lucas was so close, but nothing here is ever easy. Nothing here is ever close. But you reach him, and you reach out with your hand, and Lucas reaches back, and you get a hold of Mark. And Ella, you, I assume, kind of have hold of Mark from the back?
Yep.
So with Lucas's help, he drags you one by one out to tumble onto this same ridge that Lucas found like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, fuck.
What?
I would kiss this rock if it wouldn't give me ants. Oh, fuck.
Damn it.
I got bad news for you, buddy. You've already got ants.
I don't want more ants.
And I think Ella's just like honestly like kind of curled up once they made it and just kind of laying honestly on the ground on her side with her kind of knees curled up. And I think she's still holding the knife, presumably with the viscera and the blood.
Oh, God.
And she's just kind of not blinking and laying there. Do you think he's really gone?
He's gonna have a hell of a time getting out if he's not.
Fucking better be.
I felt like his head, like part of it, like break. So that's gotta take care of it, right?
Probably in that cave in. You did really well. Kept it together.
Good work.
Yeah.
We all helped each other.
We're gonna get out of here. He lost because he was alone.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I think Ella at that point sits up and is just looking at Mark and Lucas. What now?
Why are we gonna hate what's up ahead, Luke?
Take a
So
look.
Lucas points out ahead of you, and neither of you had really taken stock of where you've come out. So you're on an outcropping, similar to the 100-meter camp, but much smaller. This is not a campable outcropping. You've only got about 4 feet between you and the edge. And when you look over the edge, nothing below you but darkness. But when you look up across the chasm, maybe 60 feet away from you, there's another opening. And through it, you can just barely make out that sweet, telltale whisper of air whistling through the rock.
Way out through there.
I hear it. Okay.
We'll turn off his headlamp for just a moment, just to see if there's any hint of light on that other side.
Get a wits awareness from everyone to see if there is.
I got 3.
3.
I think we all got 3, actually.
Mark, were you 3 as well?
Yeah, 3 for me.
So it takes a little longer for your eyes to adjust to the darkness again. And for a few seconds, it feels like there's no light there. And whistles could come from anywhere in this place. It could even be coming from below you.
Wait for it.
But once your eyes have reaccustomed to the darkness again, once Lucas's lamp has been off for a few minutes, you can just see it across the way. The rocks over there, all those feet ahead of you and all those feet above you, aren't the same black as the world around you. They're just a little blue. And I think that's where we're going to bring it to an end for tonight. I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Skin Deep. So with that, let's go ahead and do some outros. Starting with Ella.
Hey, my name's Sara. I played Ella Barnes, the stabbing extraordinaire. You can find me at MC Diabetes on Twitter. You can find me on this very channel, Vancouver by Night, on Saturday, on Sunday, on other things. Honestly, I'm spent, y'all. So just look at my Twitter and follow Martlet Games and all our stuff in production, and you will see what's going on. And I will see you next time, because I am alive.
All right, and Johnathan.
Hello, everybody. I'm Johnathan. I played Lucas, the really, really tired of this shit, probably going to change careers caver. I am also the community manager for Jackalope Live Action Studios. We do The Night in Question every year, which is a blockbuster Nordic-style Sabbat LARP. You can also see me over at TTRP Theater on 2 seasons of Sinners and Saints, and over at Weave the Tale for the Nuadan Chronicles. I am one of the leads behind the Exeter by Night TikTok project. I'm also running a LARP at Midwinter based off of that setting, so...
All right. And our dearly deceased Dr. Kent.
Hi, Patrick Gill, creative director at Mertlet Games. I stepped away from the call here after the first half, so I have literally no idea what the hell I'm just walking back into.
He stepped away after breaking our hearts and our minds a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know what happened to my body, but truly, my spirit hopefully is in a better place. Anyways,
This city is haunted.
it's very true. That's very, very true.
Ghosts.
Yeah. Oh God. But anyways, let's see here. I got tons of stuff popping off here. By the time you all will be seeing this, there's more than likely going to be several Vampire the Masquerade shows currently live and on air on various channels with me as storyteller. One of them being Psychopops Incorporated, which is an all Hekata game, which is over on the Martlet Games Twitch, and then there is the all Bahari Cults of the Blood Gods game going on over with Onyx Path. We're working on that. We finally started production. I know John's just like totally sideblinded. I love this. But and then also there is the my little baby kind of I don't know if you want to call this this is the riposte to Skin Deep, but it's Terminal Black, which is my 10 Candles sci-fi anthology. And that's also on the Martlet Games channel, where you will see several individuals on screen here. John, I'm going to get you in the next one, promise. But other than that, keep an eye on the socials. Love you all. And one final piece of advice: Vaseline does wonders. Hardly any stains.
For blood.
Wow.
Somebody clip that. Somebody clip that.
Vaseline does wonders.
Oh, I've got it. Don't worry about that.
And last but not least, Jay.
I am Jay. I played the guilt-ridden, injured, and frankly quite over it. Never going to take a job underground, no matter how much they pay me ever again. Documentarian Mark. And I guess I have something to plug, because I will be in the game Terminal Black with Patrick, and I'm very much looking forward to playing a game of 10 Candles. It's something I've been looking forward to for quite a while. So yeah, thank you everybody so much for watching, and thank you Lex for running us through that nightmare.
And incredible job.
Yeah.
I was Lex, your storyteller for tonight. I can be found on all kinds of places, including Vancouver by Night, Level Up TTV. I'm going to be showing up a whole bunch on Martlet all of a sudden, so expect to get real sick of my face doing its weird stuff. And I will see you all here next week for the finale episode of Skin Deep, entitled The Light. For now, we're going to be raiding on over to, I believe, LA by Night. So have a good night, and we will see you next week. Bye.